Beep, 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 beep. Oh, it's working. Is it working? Yes, it's working. Super. Okay, let's have a little look. I need to be like that needs to be made smaller so that I can see the comments but not hear the sound. This needs to be over here. Can anybody hear me? Oh, I was going to, sound was a bit funny last time, wasn't it? I was going to get a microphone. Oh, well, we'll see how it goes. Oh, we won't see how it goes. There we are. Is anybody there? Is anyone going to join us? There you are. We'll have a little, there we are. We've got people watching. Just put a little comment so that I know that you're here, either on the Facebook Live or on the Zoom if you're waiting in the waiting room. In the meantime, let's have a little view of countryside. No, I don't have a chair there. I'm going to go get a microphone. Just talk amongst yourselves. I had a look back at the program from yesterday and the sound wasn't very good. So I thought maybe I'd try this today. See if that makes any difference, if it makes a difference. Okay. I see the microphone symbols going up and down, so I'm assuming that people can hear me. Can people hear me? Give me a little thumbs up if you can hear me. Hello, Tracy Comfort, hello. 13 comments already. Blimey, hang on. No, don't hang on. You just carry on doing that. But how can I get to those comments? I'm hoping it's all people just saying hello rather than this isn't working. Hey, Vivian, Tracy, Tessa. Hello, hello, hello. Oh, blimey, where's it? Oh, there's loads of people. Cool. Excellent. Excellent. Thank you very much. Right, I'll try and keep an eye on those. Where do I see the rest of the comments? Oh, there they are. I can see them all going up now. Marvelous. Hello, everybody. If you can see me, hear me, that's marvelous. So is this microphone working very clearly? Just give me a little yes if it is, or microphone okay, or something. Oh, Rachel's here already. Rachel, I'll be with you in 1 minute while I just check everything's going on here as it should be. Lovely. And let's smash straight into it. Okay, how can I let you in? By doing that. Okay. Oh, it's exciting, isn't it? Rachel, are you there? I see your microphone is turned off, which if you move the cursor, a bunch of symbols will appear at the bottom. Go to the bottom left and it should work. Are you in there, Rachel?
Hi.
Oh, I hear a voice. That's good. Something's happening. I'm going to turn my microphone up a bit. Okay, how am I sounding to you?
Good.
Okay, lovely. And was it difficult getting into the Zoom meeting?
No.
Oh, that's exactly what I want. Okay, how can I help you?
I just wanted to see what was going on.
I'm here waiting to answer questions on rider confidence or internet in your business, converting your job for people who've shut down their jobs and are wondering what to do, and anything else to do with lockdown. Or if you've not got any questions on that, I've got a question for you. What kind of sea creature, apart from an octopus, can open a jam jar?
That's hard. Like properly open it or just smash it open?
I don't know. It was something something I heard on local radio. So I was listening to local radio, and the reason why I brought it up is that was the genuine question. What kind of sea creature? And we've had it was in the West Country, and they had a really funny West Country accent. It was like, and we've had octopus, and we can't have octopus. And then people have phoned up like 20 minutes later and say, "Is it an octopus, Jonathan?" And he was like, "No, we've had octopus." And I realised that in doing these lives, that what I'm actually doing is a radio program. What I'm trying to create is a radio program where you get your guests on, they ask questions or share their wisdoms or whatever, do a little interview, and then you get your next guest on. These these lives are going to go onto YouTube, obviously, because people are coming in one at a time rather than putting a text question. It means that we've got more time to hear the question properly and ask for more detail, hear the answers, whether it's me asking a question to you or you asking a question to me. We can hear the answers in more detail, but obviously that's going to take a lot more time. So what I've found that I do is I listen to these things without particularly watching them, although it's on video. When I'm doing the washing up or whatever, I put these sort of programs on and I watch those, or when you're poo picking or when you're doing this and that. And it just struck me as I was driving, listening to this radio program about what kind of sea creature can open a jam. It's very Alan Partridge. And the thought of making an Alan Partridge-esque radio program has appealed to me. So there you go. What you got for me?
Oh, I think I haven't ridden a horse for so long, I've forgotten what it's like.
Why not?
Well, so mine have winter holiday, which should have ended about 3 weeks ago, but they're still on their winter holiday. And the hunting season was cut short, so
your
yeah.
horse isn't at home, and you
No,
can't get to
out.
it.
No.
So what's your plan?
Hopefully get them in to work in time for when the lockdown lifts. I can go and do some stuff with them. But
Oh,
yeah,
so you will be allowed into your horses.
well, they'll have to move closer to me, and then I am allowed in with them. But I'm furloughed at the moment, so money is the problem with the full livery side of it. So yeah, it's just we're playing it by ear.
What do you do?
Work-wise,
Yeah.
I'm a tax advisor.
Oh, come on. You people want your services. Look at me giving advice over the internet on something that's
Yeah,
physical.
I can't. Because I work for a company, so I can't do anything that's work because.
But you can advise people as Rachel. If I wanted to ask you, Rachel, I've done all my filing is in an old rice trailer in the corner of the field with a wheel missing. How how do I how do I make sense of how to file, for example, or
Yeah,
some what if you work in accountancy, how can I arrange things better? Because I mean, if I bet you if you put stuff out there, you could have a little interview like this. People running their own businesses who are wanting to take this opportunity to be like, right, I have to sort out that cupboard with shoe boxes full of receipts from 1980s, or I don't know because I don't work in accounting, but there's loads of stuff there, and
there's loads. I just can't because of my work restrictions. So
you
the company that I work for won't let me.
you couldn't tell me how to arrange a filing cabinet. You couldn't show me how a filing cabinet
It could be
works.
done on I can do it voluntarily. I can't look like it's working. I'm not insured if you go and follow my advice and then screw everything up. So there are restrictions basically, which is a shame because yeah, I could do that technically, but such is life.
Well, if you've got a skill without having to break any contract, there's always somebody out there who is literally now trying to solve a problem that to you is absolutely easy. And then once you've found that out, you find out what the what the overwhelming patterns are. I've worked in rider confidence for 10 years. I've seen the overwhelming patterns. I got them, I put them into a book, and lo and behold, here we are on lockdown, and I can at least sell my book and buy some hay. So it's all in there, and there's always a way to do it. But I suppose furlough's not so bad. It's 80%, isn't it?
Yeah. It's not the end of it. It's just, yeah.
Lovely.
The last bit's worse, so not having that.
Okay. Thank you for joining us. What kind of sea creature can open a jam jar other than an octopus? Gonna have to hurry you if you're going to get all full points. Okay, we're going to move on. Thank you for joining us, Rachel. Rebecca, admit you. Genuine question, came from local radio. I've no idea what the answer is. What kind of sea creature can open a jam jar? What you got for us, Rebecca? Your microphone's turned off.
Oh, hiya. Morning.
Morning.
Found you eventually. It was a bit of a
Lovely.
Yeah, all good, thank you.
Okay, how can I help you? What's your question?
Well, actually, don't actually know whether it's a question, but I just want to say that reading your book again last night or over the last few days, it's really helped me because I've been struggling with, I really would love to train to be a barefoot trimmer. And I've had as much as I can see how I would really, really want to do it, I've had my negative thoughts saying, oh, you're too old, you're not fit enough, what if people don't trust you, what if you don't know enough? But and I'll try and push them out. But actually, reading your book last night, the part I got to again was where I feel like I need to visualize actually succeeding in it, and rather than to sort of knock out all the negatives. So it's really helpful. So now I'm trying to visualize me succeeding in it and, doing well, but not trying to compare myself to people that are already succeeding in it. I think that was my trouble. So thank you so much. You've helped me already, but I just enjoy tuning in and listening to your positive speaking every day.
So just before I get back, Vicky, I've got a question from you. So perhaps you'd like to come into the meeting and ask it. Yes, Rebecca, I'm glad my book helped you like that. When I was writing that book, because I'm only human, obviously I was in exactly the same place as you are now. Exactly the same place. What if nobody likes it? What if it it's put in? When people came to my rider confidence course, they went away and I knew they were happy. But what if this destroys that? What if the book goes out and people go, oh, that guy is just talking utter rubbish, and I'm now not going to go to his rider confidence course. I could have destroyed my business, and it's public then, and copies are out. And when I made the first videos to help people, of course I had an area of my primitive brain saying, I need to look after you. Have you considered this? And it's quite sensible, and we should be considering these things. But once you've said, I've considered that, and you know what? The best way to fail at doing it is to not even try.
Yeah.
Try. Because whether you succeed or whether you learn, there's plenty of people saying, oh yeah, I went through the whole barefoot trimming thing and it wasn't for me, but I did find that the way that blah, 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 and I came up with my blah, 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 and gone off on another tangent. Someone who started Pirelli then found themselves going on to straightness, rider straightness, and left Pirelli, even though they were convinced that they were going to be a Pirelli instructor. You don't know, but I assure you, none of it will happen. I wouldn't be here now talking to you, making a little radio program, if I hadn't gone, you know what, I'm just going to do it anyway, see what happens.
Yeah, definitely. That's feel. But I was always thinking, oh, but it's a lot of money and what if this and what, and I just think, no, do you know what? For the last year and a half, that's what I've wanted to do. And I've kind of been aiming towards doing it. But I just need to picture that succeeding and just do it. And like you say, if I don't get there or I change my mind halfway through or at the end of it, then I'll have learned a lot more than I know already. So yeah, no, it's really that small bit in your book. I mean, well, the whole book, but that bit really connected. I think each time you read it, you pick something new out. So that sort of is relevant to your life at the moment. So yeah, it was brilliant. Thank you.
Super. And if you do this barefoot trimming, what's the downside?
Well, exactly. Yes, it's a lot of money, but you can't take it with you. You can always earn more, which is what you said. I listened to your talk the other night with Carl Pate and ordered his book, and obviously I haven't read it yet because I've got a stack of books I'm plowing through. But I came off of that thinking really positive. I went to bed like buzzing, and then the next morning I woke up. Oh God, I felt, I don't know. Oh, what if this? What if that? And I thought it didn't make sense to me until now that I realised actually it's probably those subconscious thoughts that are still going around in my head. Because I've not pictured succeeding. All I've done is just thought, yeah, I'm going to do that, and not got rid of those negative outcomes. I don't know, but at the end of the day, yeah, I can always have more money, can't I?
Well, that's it. The money does always. I know that when you're looking at the money and you're like, this is a lot of money. I could and I should spend it on this, that, and the other.
Yeah.
But in the end, we've all had experiences where all the money disappears. We've been ripped off, or we crashed the car, and it's like, and then we're tearing our hair out if you've got any hair, and guess what? We're all still here, and that even when it's a crash in the car, or even when it's a total waste, when the stables are washed away and it's just an absolute total waste, and there's nothing for it. It becomes just a story. Oh, this time 3 years ago, don't ask. And it's just a story. So to get that sort of quantity of money, £2,000 or £3,000, it cost me £6,000 to do my lorry license because I kept failing it. In my own philosophy, I kept learning. Yeah, I learned and learned. But yeah, here we are, and that's now just a story. The money always comes back, but what doesn't come back is the time.
Yeah.
I wouldn't want to have not put in the money to make that book and be sat here 3 years later going, I should have done that, because that 3 years isn't going to come back. 10 years ago, I packed everything that I had into a lorry, horses at the front, household furniture in the back, finished off with the sofa and the telly, shut it up, and drove away from my job working on a farm, driving tractors, to set up the first centre of horseback combat. It used up every little bit of money that I had. I was obviously extremely stressed about the whole thing, but I thought, if I don't try, and here we are. I could still be sat on that farm now, 10 years later, going, 10 years ago, I had this idea and I haven't done it yet. I'm going to. And forever.
No, that's brilliant. That makes complete sense. And I could totally see where you're coming to. I just need to do it because, otherwise I won't do it. I'll always think of an excuse, and 10 years down the line, I'm so glad you wrote your book. I'm so good. And we've also on your we've got vouchers for your Confidence Day course. really looking forward to. So hopefully we'll get out of this lockdown soon. Not too soon, because I've still got loads of books to read.
Lovely, lovely. So I'll just interrupt you for a moment. People are asking questions
Sorry.
on the Facebook Live. No, because they're not. The question they're asking is, how do we get onto the broadcast? So Rebecca, just tell them how easy it is. I'm putting the link up now.
Oh yeah, I found it easy to go onto Zoom and just type in the number. Do you need the number?
I'm putting the number up now.
All right. Yeah, I had to go back into the comments on Facebook or the notifications, and then I found the number. So it's much easier going through Zoom. The YouTube was just baffling.
Yeah, well, that's going to come back again, but because yesterday it wouldn't let me go on Facebook, so there we go. Okay, so Katie's joined us. I'm going to just speak to her in a moment. In the meantime, if you're putting a question on the comments on the Facebook Live, they come up, and then by the time I read them, they've disappeared off, and I won't be able to see them until after I've signed off, and then I'll be able to look through. So I'm sorry if you put a question in text, but it scrolls down off the bottom of the screen, and I've got no way of getting it back, I don't think. Rebecca, thank you very much for coming and joining us. That was a really good insight there.
Thank you very much. Thank you. I really appreciate it. I'm so glad you wrote your book, and thank you for the encouragement.
Lovely. Thank you. Okay, then we're going to go to Katie. Okay. Katie, are you there? Someone's already given away the sea creature opening the jam jar. They wrote it down. That's the end of my radio show puns. Okay, if you're just waiting for Katie, it says Katie's connecting to audio, so hopefully we'll be with her soon. If you've got a question about rider confidence, about my work, about performance horses, about transferring your job to digital format so that you can get it on the internet, just like I'm doing here. That's my point. I'm not an expert. I've just got my story. I was a horse instructor, very physical, people coming to my center, and I had to make an internet stream for the future. At some point, obviously, my horses are going to get old and retire. I'm going to get old and retire. And there has to be something other than physically running around on horses that I can do. So I knew that this was something that is the future. And if you have a business, you have to have an internet arm to it as well. And there's no better time than now. There's nothing to say that these lockdowns from now on in the future will come periodically, and they'll come very fast. Because we're used to it now, and it'll be, if the virus rears its head seasonally like flu, we might regularly have lockdowns. You need to have an internet arm to your business so that you can just at least pull in a small amount of money with that. Okay, is anybody going to join us? Katie's still struggling to get hold of her audio, I think. Okay, Vicky, are you going to join us or not? How can I get my horse to enjoy riding to boost my confidence and hers? Nice question. I hope you'll come and ask that one. Okay, Katie, I'm just going to we'll be back into the waiting room. We're going to go to Annabella, who's waiting patiently, and maybe Katie can sort her audio problems out. Hello, bom dias.
Bom dia. Oh, hold on a minute. I have to cut the sound on Facebook.
Okay. Correct. You're learning.
Oh, what a mistake I've just made. Opa.
Why? It's looking good where we are. I can see you. I can hear you. What's your question?
And there is no sound.
I can hear. Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay. I cannot see you, by the way. I see you there. Okay.
I'm here.
Hello. I just came here not to ask a question, but to thank you for your inspiring me.
Oh, thank you.
Yes, just to say I'm so happy I found you, and I'll keep on following you because it inspires me. And who knows, after all this coronavirus thing goes away, I can meet you in person.
Yes, you could come and do a horse archery course for a start.
Yes, I'd like that. But first, I have to get hold of the things here in Portugal. Okay?
Yes.
I have to
Are you in Portugal at the moment?
Yes, I am. And I'm struggling, as everybody else is struggling right now with this economic crisis we are going through. But every time I tend to go down and feeling down, I think, be grateful, Annabella, because you have what to eat, you have your own horse, you have many things to fight for. And so I come up again and put a smile on my face and carry on.
I have be grateful and who can you help?
Yeah.
Because there ain't no money coming in now. There's no point like who can I sell to?
Yeah.
And so if economics is out of the window, which it is, then what I can do is help as many people as possible so that each of those people is a walking, talking advert for me and my services. They will be telling anybody else who's struggling, they'll be saying, go and get this guy's book. Or if I can help you with digitalizing your business, having an internet arm to your business or an internet version of your job, that's absolutely fine as well. I've only got my story. There's no sell behind that. But if at the end of the day, it's like, oh, you need to tune into this guy's show, then it can only be good. But then above all, it means that I'm getting a certain degree of satisfaction of my time in lockdown.
Yes, I understand you very well. Yes.
And you're in an ideal position. After our conversation the other day, you're in an ideal position to do that.
Am I? Really?
Yes, because your story is fantastic. Your story about your family, your story about being a grandma, your story about knowing that you can ride your horse. It's possible to ride your horse, knowing that you want to live, knowing your back history as a martial artist, and on and on and on. You can help people who are like you, but in a worse place. Do you see what I mean?
Yes, I do. Yes, I do.
You can translate my book into Portuguese for a start.
What a good idea!
What a good idea!
Yeah, I never thought of that.
Then how many people in Portugal could you and I help between us?
Many, I think. Because here in Portugal, people are ashamed of being frontal with their feelings, or they. Sorry. They tend to be ashamed of everything and keep appearances. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And
yeah.
I don't like that at all. Oh God. Sorry again. It's my mother.
That's okay. I'm going to let you speak to your mother. Thank you very much for the thanks. Let's get into translating my book into Portuguese. I'll send you the if you put your email or drop me a message, I will send you the Word document if you want to do this, of course. If you don't, you don't. But anybody who's listening, who's feeling a bit down and doesn't know what to do with the economics and is thinking, well, what do I do? And there's no real reason to get out of bed. Gratitude, it's beautiful. We have a lot of things other than the economics, and help people, because the help will come back in ways that you can't imagine.
That's exactly as you say. If you help people, you're helping yourself, right?
Brilliant, brilliant, lovely. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Carl. Have a nice day.
Have a nice day. Okay, so we're just speaking now to Katie. Are you there? Let's have a little look. Have a little look. Okay, I've got a message from Karen, if that's how we pronounce it, Karen or Karen. Yes, welcome to the Mounted Division Ultimate Rider Confidence Group. It was lovely. It was lovely having that conversation with you yesterday. And myself and Karen had a telephone conversation about how people's minds, once you decide to focus on the positive, can focus on the positive, and then the second you relax, the danger of falling into those negative cliches is at that time when you relax. This is why people will tell a story about how I'd like to ride this course or ride that course and do this with my horse and do that with my horse. And then just right at the end, they'll just relax and make a little joke going, I'd probably fall off and break all my legs though. And you do it. And it's like, if you want to start adopting a positive habit of thinking, it might be worth keeping that mental focus until the end of the sentence and then stopping and not going into that relaxation. Okay, Katie's having a bit of a problem getting into the chat. So there we go. Oh, I've hit the wrong button there. Okay, so okay, let's have a little look at the comments. What's going on there while we wait to see if anyone's ready to join. Okay, only got a few comments there going. Okay, we've got Jenny coming to us. So let's just admit Jenny, see if we've got more success there. And if you don't get through, of course, I've got various people. I'm springing this on you. I'm totally aware that I'm springing it on you, that you've suddenly got to download Zoom or join YouTube or such like. Relax. It's going to happen tomorrow and the day after and every day until this lockdown's finished. Okay, Jenny, are you there? If you move your cursor, you get a bunch of symbols at the bottom, and on the left is a little picture of a microphone and a little picture of a video. And if you click those, you should be allowed through. That's interesting. The people we have spoke to have said they haven't had a problem at all getting through. So those people that are having a problem, okay, that's an interesting question. Tracy, thank you. I'll go to your question while we wait and see if Jenny can. In fact, I'm going to admit Katie as well. And what's this, Galaxy 9? That's somebody whose name is Galaxy. There we are, and we'll see. Oh, hello, Galaxy 9. I don't believe your name is Galaxy, but I'll call it Galaxy if you want to. Hello, how are you? I can see you. I can see you. If you say something, your voice might come through. Or is that a bad connection? We'll just leave them to work out how to work the Zooms. It's not that hard when you get going. I'm going to go back to Tracy Beverly Smith's question. I don't think I'm an unconfident person. Would your book be suitable for me? I'm going to say yes, not to be a salesman, and it's suitable for everybody. Yeah, yes, if you've got a wobbly table. Firstly, it's only 100 and something pages long, so it's a real easy read. It's a chatty read. It's funny, but above all, if you're confident, most people that come to the Rider Confidence Day, most people have lost their confidence. They used to be confident and now they're not confident. They used to be more confident than they are. They've lost it. That's a good 75% of the people that come on the Rider Confidence course. The other 25% are either people at the start of their careers with horses who are wanting to learn how to fall and how to rear and how to stay balanced before the things occur, which is very sensible, in the same way that you'd learn an emergency stop before you drive a car. And the others are instructors, confident people, friends of people who needs to know what to say to their clients, what to say to their friends, what to say to their daughters, their children, to keep them confident. So as a little bunch of tools for the confident people, I definitely say yes. It's full of stuff that people should know anyway. And if we had known since we were 6, we'd have had a very different experience of riding horses than we have now. If anybody has been on the Rider Confidence course and would like to verify that, stick some comments in the Facebook live feed. Lovely. I've got some thank yous coming in. For the backdrop of the pub, like that. Okay, people are having a problem getting on Zoom. So if you've had a problem getting on Zoom, could you please give me an explanation as to what that is? Because especially if you find the solution, because if I can find out the problem, I haven't had a problem. So if I can find out the problems that people have, then I could possibly help new people who are coming in. So Galaxy S9, your microphone symbol is off. So on a computer, I do know that if you wave the cursor around the screen, a bunch of symbols. Oh, hello, I've got some sound now.
Hello.
Hello, Galaxy, how are you?
I'm fine, thank you.
How can I help you, Galaxy? Shall we start off with your name?
Yeah, I'm Tracy. Sorry, I did put that in, so I don't know why it came up as Galaxy S9.
I think Galaxy is quite a cool name myself. Oh, you want to stick with that?
Okay, mine was the question that I put earlier, which was how can I get my horse to enjoy riding to boost her confidence and my confidence?
Okay, then. Do you want to explain a little bit more?
Yep. My horse is a rescue horse, so I've had her 2.5 years now. She had quite a rough background, as you could probably guess. So we took things quite slowly and working on the ground and did all that first. She went off to be backed, came home, and unfortunately quite a lot of things happened, so we didn't get riding straight away. And then we were riding and we was doing okay, and we went into the school one day and she decided that she wanted to gallop off, and long story short, I ended up coming off, which kind of knocked my confidence. So yeah, that's kind of where we're at, really. I'm going to book to come on your course. I did email you the other day, actually. But being as I've been joining these, I thought I'd ask that question.
Great question. I have I have an experience that I have with a similar horse. What do you mean that when she doesn't enjoy it? What does she enjoy? What doesn't she enjoy?
I think it's more about the fact that she doesn't like to leave the other horses to come and do the riding or whatever. So I think it's more about that. She doesn't like anybody else riding her, but she's usually okay with me riding her. I get the impression that she doesn't really enjoy working. She's always eager to get out and get off, if you see what I mean.
Yeah. And of the activities, which are the ones that are the best to her? Or is hacking out just as bad as going over a few trotting poles?
Well, we've only hacked out a couple of times. As I said, we were at the point where we had gone and hacked out, and we went out a couple of times, and she seemed to enjoy that a bit more. But we were going out on our own, and then once I came off, I kind of thought, oh, I don't know if it's a good idea to go out hacking on my own, you know, and all of that started kind of slipping in.
Do you have an instructor?
Yes, yeah.
And have you asked this question of your instructor, who can see her and what she's doing?
Yeah, I have. But the problem I have is, as I said, she doesn't like anybody else riding her. So I'm obviously, now I've lost my confidence quite a bit, and I wasn't, because of health reasons, I wasn't the most secure rider anyway, if you see what I mean. I was like, although I've had a lot of lessons, my balance is not brilliant because of health issues. So the problem I have, like yesterday, for example, she was ridden. I asked my instructor to ride us because I've been lunging her, but obviously because of lockdown, I don't want her for us to have to go back all the way to the beginning. So I asked her to ride her. But the problem with her is that she's very stubborn, and obviously she's got a very, very, she's very, very stubborn. And like the person riding her would give her a little nudge forward, then she wouldn't want to do it. So then they would end up like pushing her forward a lot more, a lot firmer, and she would plant herself because it's almost like, right, I'm not going to do that because you've asked me to and I don't want to. So does that make sense?
Yeah, she's not going yes, so she's more, you'd say that she was more in the sort of like bored uninterested level than in the I'm about to get a beating and so I'm scared to move.
I don't think she's actually scared to get a beating.
Yeah, it sounds not.
Yeah, it's more that actually because of her previous background, she's like, you know, if you put if your leg on quite strong, she's actually completely immune to that. It has the opposite effect on her, if that makes any sense.
Yeah. So it sounds like we need to keep her a little bit more interested, keep the exercises a little bit more complicated in things for her head to think about, not complicated for you to ride.
Right, okay.
See what I mean? So if you've got some exercises where there's lots of like, we're going this way, we're going that way, we're going over some trotting poles, we're going to stop, we're going to reverse, we're going to turn around on the hindquarters, we're going to go this way. It sounds like that would be a lot more interesting to that horse than trying to get your circle perfect and going round and round and round the arena, trying to get a perfect working trot.
Yeah, she doesn't have a perfect trot because I should have explained she's a standard bred trotter. So I think that's part of the problem. Her trot is really, I can't really explain it. If you've seen the way a trotter trots, that's what she does, which means it's very, very bouncy, which means I then feel very insecure, if that makes sense.
Yeah. So do you spend most time walking, trotting, or transitioning?
I spend a lot of time. Well, we had got to the point where we were trying to transition to trot, but my confidence was just then at an all-time low. I get really scared when we do that. So we've spent more time walking and doing pole work and transitions into halt, etc.
And what about novel things such as walking over a tarp or
She's pretty good with that. I haven't tried her in riding with that, but we've done a bit of trick training. She quite likes that, and she likes to
what
keep her
about
brain.
bows and such like?
Not
Bowing
tried
and
those. Oh, bows.
yeah.
Sorry, I thought you said barrels. Barrels, yeah, she's quite good with that. She'll put her head down, no problems with that.
Is that with you on board?
I've never tried it on board, no.
Okay, so presumably you're getting her to follow a carrot?
Well, we've been doing clicker training.
Yeah, or some form of reward.
Yeah, yeah.
So what you could do is get somebody else on board and then go through the same things until the signals come from you and the rider at the same time.
Okay.
And that could make life a little bit more interesting, that you've just got an added, what we're trying to get is the combination between being in your comfort zone where we're going around and yes, this is right, and we've got this little pattern where we come into the center of the arena, we do a little bow, we get a little reward, and then we're off doing this on the other leg or whatever it is, or going over the poles or negotiating the something. There's a sport, have you looked into working equitation?
No.
Okay, so there's a sport called working equitation where you've got a series of obstacles and like, for example, one of them's opening the gate where you have to get up against the gate, open the gate, get through the gate, shut the gate and carry on. Well,
okay.
There's 6 months worth of training in that, because first job is to stand next to the gate. That could take you 2 months of training to make that happen. But second job is to try and lean out and lift up the string. Do you understand what I mean? It's like a more complicated structure that you can take ideas from working. You can take ideas from everywhere. You take ideas from mounted games. You don't have to vault off and on. If you're going to pick up a thing and take it there and make a little game of it. Have you got anybody to help you who would sit on your horse and while you've got it to bow? And
not really, unless I had my instructor do that. And obviously the other thing is, at the moment I'm furloughed, which means obviously I don't have the money for lessons at the moment, which is kind of the other. So at the moment I've been doing kind of lots of groundwork with her and that sort of stuff.
Do you think she's a bit happier doing groundwork?
She's quite happy doing groundwork. Yeah, I mean, I think that's more her comfort zone, I think, than perhaps riding.
By its very nature, groundwork is more brain engaging, more complicated. All that move back, move forward, move your hindquarters over, move them over, back you go, forward you go. It's a lot more interesting. That's why she's interested. It's not that you're on board, but I bet when you get on board, you just walk round and round and round and don't do any of what you do.
No, apart from pole work, we do, to be honest. Yeah, you're right. We do just kind of go round and then we do small circles, large circles, figures of 8, serpentines, that kind of stuff.
Maybe if you included all your groundwork exercises as well.
Okay.
Going in, but you're on board, and you might have to tap it over with a whip or something so you can get to the hindquarters. If normally you tap with your fingers, assuming she hasn't got any whip problems.
She has got really, really severe whip problems, so that wouldn't be a good idea.
Well, yeah, would that transfer to a stick?
Yes.
Okay, so we'll have to think of something else. So we'll just.
I even did, with her trick training, I even did like a small, one of those very long, they're not toilet rolls, but that kind of thing, and put a ball on the end, and even that, she was a ride and drive. So
that's fine. Well, if extensions of your arm are out, then because you've been doing clicker training, you're going to have to rely on clickers, voice, and pattern. If you consistently do, my horses all work on patterns. The pattern of the show, the pattern of the horse archery, it's the same, and they are so in their comfort zone that it's reassuring. So we can go to the biggest arena in the world, and when we get in there, guess what we do? The same pattern that we do at every show, and the horses are aware that if we're doing that pattern, then everything must be fine. And there's disco lights and everything, and they've got their job, they know they're good at it, and they're like, I'm good at that. And that includes the reluctant ones as well as the more responsive ones. And if you can't keep it with a stick, you can still use your voice, use your clicker training, and use pattern training to do the same thing on the ground that keeps her interested, and then get someone else on board to do the same thing on the ground. Then eventually you're on board doing the same thing in there. Add that in and come from that intriguing pattern, and just go off on one of your serpentines, and then come back and start doing your second pattern, and your horse will just be a lot more interested.
Okay, I'll try that. I'll give that a go.
It's worked for me.
Thank you so much.
A pleasure. Thank you for asking your question. And by the way, I'm just looking at the comments. Loads of suggestions coming on there as well. So
okay.
Oh no, there's people asking the same question. But anyway, everybody who's listening, if you can suggest something following this conversation to Tracy, then this is what we're for. Stick it all in the comments. What you know will help somebody else. And there you go.
Brilliant.
Brilliant. Thank you, Tracy. Thank you for joining.
Thank you. You're welcome. Bye.
Bye-bye. Okay, lovely. Is anybody there? Katie, I will. Oh, you've gone. Okay, we've got Vicky H here. Now, if I'm correct, that you just had to download Zoom, haven't you? Hi, Vicky. No, can't hear you. Can't hear you there. Are you on a phone? There's some way of either wiggling the cursor or hitting a button or something, and it comes up with the symbols that allows you. My symbol is a little microphone, a little sort of stand-up microphone that you need to swap from red with a line through it onto working. Anybody on a phone that can help Vicky out? Okay, it's coming up saying that you're connecting to audio. It obviously thinks you're connecting to the audio. The video's working. Oh, that little symbol there, that little.
Right, that one.
Yeah, that one. How did you get to that? What device are you on?
I'm on a phone.
Yeah, and how did you get that little red microphone to pop up?
I'm not entirely sure, to be honest. I think it was somewhere in the settings.
Okay. Okay, yeah, obviously it's going to be different to what I can see here on my computer. But there you go. Anyway, hello, thank you for joining. So did you just have to download Zoom to make this happen?
I did, yeah. It was a nightmare.
Oh, well,
so
you've done it now.
Well, so I've got both on the go. Nice to speak to you.
Nice to speak to you. How are you?
I've got a question for you. I've been doing a lot of work on sort of self-confidence, and even doing this is outside my comfort zone, so forgive me. And obviously your books helped me a lot. And I was just wondering, do you have anything like Intelligent Horsemanship have, where they have recommended associates? So people that are sort of quality stamped, if you like, by yourself, that are recommended by you, that can deliver some of your confidence courses. Because I think it might be a way of you making a bit of money out of this and other people then benefiting from it, because there's only one of you, but there's a lot of us out there. So have you given that any thought, or do you do something like that?
I have given it thought, and I've rejected that thought there's a simple psychological reason that although I often get people saying, can you bring the Rider Confidence course to Northern Ireland, and can you bring the Rider Confidence course to Scotland, and we could get lots of people here and we could do this and do that. And the answer is no, simply because, and it's a real basic thing, that if you have to put a lot of effort into doing something, when you finally get around to doing it, it's a huge message to your subconscious. I've had enough of this now, and I am taking control. This is why the no smoke, when I used to be a hypnotherapist, the no smoking was the most popular, and it was the most expensive, £400 for a no smoking hypnosis. And the fact that you'd charge £400 for a was one of the major factors, because if you're going to lay out that investment, and as far as the Rider Confidence is concerned, that investment is also in taking the trouble to find the childcare, taking the trouble to find the animal care, taking the trouble to travel the distance, find a bed and breakfast, get to the course. It helps enormously. That the message to your subconscious is, I have bloody had enough of this now. I am not living my life like this anymore, and I am taking control. Does that make sense?
No, I get that. I do get that. And obviously, I work in training anyway, so it's just something that I was like, oh, that seemed like a natural idea to me.
Yeah. No, I have considered it for the monetary value of it. It's like, oh, I can franchise this out, and it's going really well. And it obviously it follows a formula. I've been doing it for 10 years.
Yeah.
But ultimately, I think that would be a drop in the success rate.
Yeah, no, because I think a lot of the value of this is, and I'm not blowing smoke up your backside, is you and the way you present things. So that's why I was sort of saying about it needed to be somebody that had the skills and the sort of X factor, if you like, to actually deliver it in a sparky way. Because if someone gets up and is just like, it's not going to work, it's got to be someone that can sort of present it in a fun and informative way. So
what will be the case for the future is some sort of instructor training, because I'm aware that there's people out there who, for example, there's a lady who Bianca Stawolski in Australia who uses horseback archery for Rider Confidence. Now, as it happens, she's quite a bubbly character. She's a really bubbly character. It makes me seem like you were just so, but undoubtedly there's a future for me in some sort of career development thing where I come and show you what I do, and then you put that in your thing, because you're you with your experience and your trainings that you've done through your life and your back histories that may seem unrelated, and there's only one of you, and you will have your audience of people who don't want to be chatted very fast and loud to by a big bald 6 foot white bloke. They might want someone who's appealing to them in that they're a bit more studious, some people, or literally I just prefer a woman to do it. And you've always got your audience in the thing that you do. And part of my teaching now certainly for the Ultimate Rider Confidence online 3-month course is, at the end, it's like, right, where's your expertise? Because you have got your expertise.
Yeah, I get that. I think, yeah, it makes perfect sense. I think for me, I've just been so touched by what I've learned from this and how it's changed me that I always wanted to sort of find a way of helping you get something back out of it, because, you know, and I was just trying to think ways through of actually sort of ways that you could expand the business. And, you know, I'm evangelical down the yard. I've told everyone about get the book, do this, do that.
thank you. That's
It definitely
deeply,
works.
deeply honouring.
So
Above all, the thing that we need to do, especially in this time, for the whole of this summer, although I believe that the lockdown will go on for another 6 weeks myself, but nonetheless for the whole of this summer, this internet process that we're doing now, the fact that you've come onto the live will appeal to a new set of audiences, and that is what will help me, you, any other trainers that want to put their links in, people who are thinking, you were just saying, like, you're a bit out your comfort zone and you're getting more comfortable by the minute. But you've got to remember, when I first put my first bit of content out, the faffing, because I felt exactly the same. It's like, who am I to be getting on the computer and saying this, that, or the other? So it appeals to everybody. For my thing, my whole drive is for a selfless thing, help as many people as possible, because there's no money coming in, so there's no point selling as much as possible. So at least I can do is help as many people as possible, and that'll selfishly get me through the period of lockdown. Because
well, you're definitely doing that. So thank you.
Oh, marvelous. But the selfish bit at the end is everybody who I've helped will be a walking, talking advert, and it'll increase my scope. And then I'll sell more books. I'm going to release a second book that'll get more sales, and there we go.
Brilliant. Okay.
Thank you very much. Thank you
Cheers.
for joining. Thank you for downloading the Zoom. Anybody watching, yeah, it is pretty tricky, but there you are, 20 minutes and it was done. So
got there in the end. Thank you.
Got there in the end. Thank you. And now you got it, and you're always there, and you've had this experience of getting on, and hopefully it wasn't too horrific. So you'll feel free to come on again and ask any other questions, and to help anybody who's like, oh, I want to go on, but it just seems, oh, I don't want to be seen. And it's like, well, it's not really that hard. It's a disposable world nowadays.
Absolutely.
Lovely. Thanks very much, Vicky.
Thank you. Cheers.
I'll be back in the waiting room. There we go. This has gone very well. So let's just see. I'm going to just admit people. I'm not sure if people are actually waiting to be able to go. Rebecca was spoke to already. Vicky was spoke to already. I don't think actually Katie's going to join us. So there we go. Just bob that back there. There we are. So let's have a little look at the comments. So Jersey is a no-go for a course. It's a lot easier for you to get on a plane and come to Luton, which is about 9 miles away, than it is for me to load all my horses up and drive for 2 days down to Jersey and 2 days back again. I mean, the course itself will cost you 5 times as much, plus a little bit extra for the fuel. So I can't see anybody really paying that. And it wouldn't be as effective because I've come to you. So if you've not put as much effort into it, yeah, you've paid the fee, but it was all very convenient. I always use the analogy that if somebody gives you a Ferrari, then the chances of you using it to take a bale of hay across the field are quite higher, because it didn't cost me anything. What's the value of that Ferrari? Is it £100,000 or is it zero? And of course, the value isn't always in the course fee. I've got a system where people who can't afford the course fee, they can have the course for nothing. That's fine. But the catch is you have to organize a seminar, get 50 attendees, I will come and do the seminar. And if you get 50 attendees in your town, so you have to hire a village hall, you have to get your local riding clubs and riding groups and equestrian centres interested. You've got to put it out on Facebook to the local community. You've got to hand out flyers. You've got to go around all the tax shops. And actually, you put a bit of money on the ticket, and so you make a bit of money on each ticket. You sell some teas and coffees. You could actually end up with making five or £10 off each person, and you've got 50 people there. You can end up with money and your free ticket to come and do. But that's your investment. Then that ticket is even more valuable than if you had the money and you just bought it. It's like what I had to do to come on this course. And it's the determination that sends such a strong message to your subconscious. I have had enough of thinking in this negative way and not being able to do the things that I want to do, and not being able to meet the people who I want to meet, and not being able to take part in the activities that I want to take part in, not being able to help the people that I want to help, not being able to say the stories that I want to say. I've had enough. And it's that message that I've got a little a phrase and a story about how your intellectual mind is always in charge. You will always be able to overcome your negative mind when you find that motivation. A lot of people will give up smoking when they have a child, because suddenly you're a parent, you must give up smoking. For years and years, you say, I can't give up smoking because there hasn't been a child there. Or people will get a health scare and suddenly they'll start. You know, the doctor says, well, you've got the beginnings of diabetes, and suddenly they do get control of the lifestyle that previously gave them diabetes. It's not always lifestyle, but there you go, it's just an example. But when you've got that motivation, people find that when you decide that you are a non-drinker, you are a non-smoker, and there's absolutely no question about it, the moment you make that absolute decision that I have had enough, I'm not going to do this anymore, giving up cigarettes is suddenly easy. Giving up drinking suddenly easy. It suddenly becomes easy when you've got that absolute in line. Not only is cigarette, don't want a cigarette, don't want a cigarette, blah, 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 but your fundamental idea of yourself, your future, your family, everything is now a non-smoker. That is your identity. And it suddenly becomes easy. When you've made your mind up on that motivation, and if you've had to go to a load of trouble to get the ticket, or even if you've bought the ticket because it's fine and you can afford the ticket, and you have to go to the trouble of traveling the distance, that sends a huge message to your subconscious. I am changing now. And people do find they change, and you'll have had this experience in your life somewhere. Waffling now, I get ever so enthusiastic about this sort of thing. Okay then, is anybody else coming in for a question? Let's have a little look there. Oh, thank you, Sue. Sue says, fantastic course, best thing I ever did. Lovely. Okay, so a lot of people are going to come over from Jersey, which is nice. Airport is only 9 miles away. There's some nice bed and breakfasts, and you'll have a more effective course if you come here than if I come to you. There we are. Are we done then? It looks like the radio show has finished. Okay, so thank you very much. I'm going to put this onto YouTube so that people can listen to it if they want to while they do the washing up or they do the poo picking. Hopefully it'll help some other people. If you know anybody who it'll help, make sure that they know about this page, share it around. If you see comments in horsey groups, feel free to share that around as well. If you go onto YouTube, please do ring the little bell, and that'll let me know that or let you know every time that there's a new release on YouTube as well. Then there's one there. Thank you very much. It's been a fantastic lesson. And oh no, I've not done a lesson, a broadcast. Yeah, it's been a fantastic broadcast, and I hope to see you tomorrow. I'm going to go and read all your comments now. Okay. Thank you. See you later.